living in an HOA in Bend, Oregon. Is that something you want to do? Are you totally against HOAs? That's what we're going to talk about today, pros and cons of living in an HOA community. Hi, I'm Nora Spangler with Rogue Real Estate here in Bend, Oregon. So this topic of HOA pros and cons was too big for one video. So today I'm going to hit all of the pros, give you all the positive info, plus talk a little bit about how you can research an HOA and whose responsibility is that when you're purchasing a home. Next week's video will be all of the cons, all of the bad stuff, and I'll give you a few pointers on how to decide whether an HOA is worth the money or not. So hope you watch both videos. Here we go with all the pros. The first one that comes to my mind is amenities. Of course, there's going to be a cost for these amenities, but you have to decide whether it's worth it or not. So you might have things like a swimming pool, a workout center, a community center where you could host parties, walking trails, parks that are dedicated just to your own community. If those things are important to you, then you have to think about how much are you willing to pay for them. In addition to amenities, there might be some services that the homeowners association is going to take care of, like your front landscaping. Maybe they maintain your fence, maybe even the exterior of your home, although that's typically only for townhomes. Pro number 2 is conflict resolution. If you live under the rules of your HOA, at some point, probably one of your neighbors is going to do something that is against the rules. It may be totally innocent, and they may not even be aware that they're doing it. So if you're uncomfortable going directly to your neighbor to talk to them, then you're going to go to your HOA board and they're going to help mediate and resolve any conflicts. Pro number 3 is a nice uniform look to the neighborhood. Because of all the rules, things like you have to pick your weeds, you have to keep your lawn mowed, you may only be allowed certain kinds of plants. It makes the whole community have a more uniform look. And in turn, that helps the whole community stay nicer looking and more neat and tidy and have an overall good appearance. Pro number 4 is that the HOA is going to keep the property values up there, because you're not going to have that property next door where there are 10 cars parked out front, the guy's running an auto shop out of his garage. That is not going to happen. So your property values should maintain a higher level if you have an HOA. One more pro, the final one, number 5, is that an HOA can provide a sense of community, a sense of belonging. They may even host summer barbecues or movie nights or holiday parties where you can get to know your neighbors. And when you know your neighbors, you have a little more sense of community and safety. So it's something to consider. Hey, if you're thinking about moving to Bend, Oregon, go ahead and click the link below in the description box and grab a copy of my free relocation guide. When should you start investigating an HOA if you're thinking about buying a home? You should do it as soon as possible. As soon as you find an area of interest, talk to your realtor, find out if there is one or not. And if there is, your realtor can help gather the documents that go with that HOA, including the CC&Rs. Now, if you don't know what that is, those are covenants, conditions, and restrictions that go with the property. The HOA is the way the CC&Rs are enforced. If there is not an HOA, the only way you can enforce a CC&R is to go through a legal process. In 2022, I'm going to be asking my viewers to share my videos. I would really love it for my channel to grow. So if you would like, subscribe, and share any of the videos that you find helpful, I would be so grateful. And I'll be back again next week. See you then.